Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council, and one of the things we do is to try to make the arts a presence in our community and promote and encourage the arts of all kinds in all ways. And a major artistic tradition in our community, which actually predates the Arts Council and many other things around this community, is the Horn in the West. Mm-hmm. It's a theatrical production that has survived a lot, gone through an awful lot over the years, and especially in recent years, as outdoor drama has changed a good bit over the years. When they started the Horn in the West, I imagine I was a little one, but I imagine that it was a big trend, a great big deal, you know.
Yeah,
it's not, you know, there's a lot more stuff you can do now, technology and whatever, and it's kind of cool to go back to the real stuff, back to Horn in the West, back to other outdoor dramas, outdoor drama in general. The lady agreeing with me obviously would agree with me. That's Teresa Lee. You probably remember Teresa. I've had her here with many things. Teresa wears a lot of hats.
I do.
And this is a new hat. You've just found a new hat. Teresa's the artistic director of the Horn in the West. And
this year, this is a new hat.
It is. And when I heard, wherever I heard it, that she had been awarded that, I immediately emailed her and said, good, this works, because it made so much sense to have someone like you in charge of this production.
Well, thank you, Cherry.
So I think that's a great thing.
Well, like you say, theater and the arts are such a presence in our community.
They really are.
And this is, you know, not to overuse a metaphor, but this is really the grandfather of the theatrical and really arts events in this community. There's just a 63, this is our 63rd season of producing Horn in the West. And, but this is my first year doing the production.
Is it your first year associated at all with Horn in the West?
No. Actually, when I came to Boone about 25 years ago, I got involved in Horn in the West doing the children's theater over there.
Oh, yes.
And helped them write a grant and get the children's theater program started. We have a children's show every summer. It goes along with the programming. So yeah, that was my first association with the organization. But
and many of your students over the years have worked with Horn in the West.
Yeah, I'm a professor in the Department of Theater and Dance, and many of our students over many years have acted in and also been behind the scenes at Horn in the West. And that's one of the reasons, I mean, there's lots and lots of reasons why I was excited to have the opportunity to direct the show. But, you know, one of my particular interests, you know, is to be there and help with the further the training of not just my students, but a lot of young people do the show because they're beginning their careers, and it is outdoor drama, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's a rugged endeavor to come and do a theatrical production 6 nights a week for 7 weeks, outdoors, in the elements, and so it does pay, but the pay is, you know, not the probably the most in terms of the kind of acting jobs you could get that some seasoned actors who you know, they've been doing it for many years would be able to afford to come and do. So anyway, we have just a terrific cast assembled this year, and just a delightful. We actually really do have some seasoned actors. When I was saying that, I was thinking, no, we really do have some very experienced, wonderful actors that are helping to carry the show this year.
Now, describe your job. I mean, you and I were talking before we started this, and about casting. And I saw you adjusting costumes and that kind of thing, you know. So tell me what your job's about.
Well, my job with the organization started back just in March, and it involves casting the show and helping with assembling the technical crews as well. I've had, a great team of collaborators and a great team of designers and
some of those
technical
are folks
staff.
You've worked with for
Yes,
years.
this year. Greg Williams, who he's also on a new board member of Southern Appalachian Historical Association. So he has actually volunteered a lot of time to do the sound, and it's one of the exciting things this year with the sound is that we have new microphones and sound enhancement, and so
you'll be able to hear
everybody should be able to hear the show very well this year. So he's really helped with that. Alice Neff is the costume designer, and she's just a force of nature. I don't know how she does everything she does, costuming all of those people, it's just extraordinary.
She sews very fast.
Well, and she's also just very resourceful and very clever, and she has a lot of good help too. And,
that's great.
And behind the scenes. And then we have a couple of local folks who have come and volunteered their time to spruce up the set. The story's a little different this year. One of the scenes that used to take place in Governor Tryon's palace now takes place in the home of Judge Henderson. So Wendy McNeil has come and lent her hand in repainting that scenery. So that's going to have a different look. We have a little bit different take on the show this year.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I had heard several times that there were some changes. Who makes those decisions? Who decides how to alter the script a bit? Because I know you own the script, so it's legal for you to change it however you have to.
We do, yes. And I have been involved in some of the rewriting of the script.
Right.
And I've worked with dramaturg Derek Davidson has helped some with the writing. Greg Williams has lent some of his skills in that he's multi-talented. I know, right? And we've been in consultation with Dave Davis, who is the curator to the director of the Hickory Ridge Living Museum.
Yes.
And he has lent some of his expertise also with the script, plus taking, the script has evolved over the years.
Right.
So it's, at this point, it's hard to say whose words or whose, in terms of, it just really has a life of its own. But what we did, in bottom line, is we went back to an earlier version of the script that's referred to as the Judge Henderson script from 1962. And we've updated the language and kind of done some cutting so that the story kind of flows a little more easily through.
Right.
The new convention that I've introduced this year is the narration will not be heard over. I mean, we do have a beginning setting narration, setting the scene, but the scene-to-scene narration will take place as a story being told by Daniel Boone to a little young boy, a young settler boy.
Now, do you see this happening, or you just hear it?
No, we see it on stage. So you're going to see Daniel Boone in the future of the story, like 10 years after all of this takes place.
Telling what happened.
Looking back and telling what happened.
That's cool.
To this little boy.
That's a nice twist.
Yeah.
I like that.
And, as you know, I'm a storyteller in my own way. I don't stand up and tell stories, but through theater, I make stories come to life on stage, and
do.
that's just a big part of who I am. And so, part of when I approached this position, I kept kind of asking the question, well, where do I start from? Where do I start from? And I just kind of went back and said, well, why in 1952, when this started, did the people of Boone come together and want to put so much into producing this outdoor drama?
Good question.
Yeah.
And why was it so? If you go back and look at the early programs, I mean, everybody that was involved with the town of Boone at all, you know,
Right.
especially the major movers and shakers,
It was,
were
yes.
part of it. You know.
This started very much as you know, the town fathers and mothers of that time
Telling our story.
were extremely supportive.
Amazingly.
And they were the movers and shakers of getting this started. And of course the Winkler family that donated the 35-acre Daniel Boone Park to the town of Boone.
And they've stayed involved all these
for
years.
the purposes of producing Horn in the West and educating the community about its history. And that was the designation for that beautiful park over there. And we're so fortunate that it has remained there. It is a treasure right in the center of Boone that I think a lot of people really who live here are either underutilize it or they're under aware of it. They may know it's there, but they don't really come by and spend time there. And I'm telling you, it really is.
Well, and I'm as guilty as anybody of saying, well, beautiful. I already saw it, but you didn't already see it.
Not this one. No, not this one. And what I tell people also, even if you have seen the show, the story is basically the same, but there's some new twists to it. There won't be the Indian fire dance as we've seen it before, but there will be a new, exciting, dramatic moment at the end of Act 1 that was full of suspense. So they need to come and see what that is.
That's great. Yes. Now, we were talking about how that it's, you know, not only is it a wonderful thing, of course, to bring out-of-town family to share your community with them, but it could be an entire evening.
Oh, my.
Because there's so much to do. It's not just come and sit in a theater and bring your blanket or whatever in case it gets cold.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. The show starts at 8 o'clock, and it runs Tuesday through Sunday night. We're only off on Monday nights. But starting at 7:30 are pre-show activities and singers come out and so forth. But starting at 5:30 in the evening, they could come and visit the Hickory Ridge Living Museum, walk through that. What's so great about it is that you can come, walk through the history of the place where the show actually takes place. And so it's really great to be able to see and live for a few minutes in what you're about to see, then go. You can order a Daniel Boone dinner ahead of time. You can go see the show afterwards and sit under the stars in the beautiful Boone weather.
Eat outdoors, enjoy that, and then do the whole thing.
Right,
so
right.
That really makes it an experience.
Yeah.
Much more than just a go into the theater thing.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It is a complete, total experience.
That's
really
great. That's great, and it's something that Boone should be, and I hope is, very proud of, because it does. I mean, we're named for Daniel Boone, obviously, but just the fact that it's our heritage, that this is, you know, the history behind this community way back. You know.
Absolutely, it tells the story of the settlers
exactly
in this area, and that we owe a debt of gratitude to those people. They were rugged individualists, and we certainly owe them a lot for coming and persevering and making a community up here.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens this year, because the names you named as being involved with the production are people that I've known in the theatrical world in this community for many, many years.
Yeah, I don't want to forget Shauna Godwin-Hamby, who has done a lot of choreography for Watauga High School, and she does the choreography for Tweetsie. And also Josh Howard is the director of the chorus, and he's been with the Horn for about 11 years.
That's great.
The chorus is really phenomenal this year.
I heard they're exceptional this year.
Exceptional. So the singing, dancing is great. All of the things that people are sort of used to seeing in terms of the songs and the dances. All that's still there.
That's cool.
It's just a little different treatment to it.
Now, one thing I meant to ask a while ago and we didn't get to was you mentioned how many people were cast in roles and so forth. Let's talk about how, it used to be in this community that the same person came back and played Daniel Boone for 40 years.
Yeah.
And that was kind of part of the heritage for a long time. And so now you've got people who are new to the production, but are they all new?
They are not all new. There are some new people, but there are some returnees. The young gentleman playing Jack is a returnee. He has been there for, I guess last year was his first year, so this is his second year.
Right.
He's an ASU student about to be a graduating senior, and I think we have a clip that we're going to be showing with this interview.
We are.
So he plays Jack. A couple of the other people you'll see in the clip. Daniel Boone is played by John Mark Bowman, and he is an actor out of Norfolk, Virginia Beach area.
Right.
He has most recently been with Virginia Stage Company. And Elise Williams has done some work with Lee's McRae Summer Theater,
Right.
so you may have seen her on the stage if you're a theater goer in this area. So she's playing Mary. She's the other actress in the clip. And Reverend Sims is new this year, so it's his first time.
And each actor adds a little of themselves to the production.
They do.
So that can sometimes make it feel different too. So I challenge you to go find all the differences and celebrate those differences. Not that there's anything wrong with the past, but it's kind of nice to have a fresh twist.
And this weekend is Watauga weekend opening. Yes, a Friday and Saturday night is Watauga, and tickets are, I believe, $10. They're
much
half
cheaper
price.
Yeah,
normally 20, so you get in for half price. And also closing weekend is Watauga night.
Good.
And the way to find out about ticket information, reservations, is to call 828-264-2120.
Right.
And www.horninthewest.com. It's all one word.
Yeah, that's an easy website to keep up with.
Yeah.
And if you're around town, you may see one of these. This will at least give you the phone number and the website and some. If you're local, you'll recognize some of the people in these pictures.
Yeah.
But this is a great beginning point to get you into the right place. We're going to watch a little segment of the production that you've brought with us today.
Yeah, this is a little scene that may seem new to a lot of people.
It did to me.
It's a callback from a very, very earlier version, but a little different twist.
It's a gutsy Mary.
Yes, Daniel Boone. She's Irish, but Daniel Boone is giving a wedding gift to Jack and Mary.
And it's a cool little scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, be sure you check their website, horninthewest.com, and our website, watauga-arts.org, for links to this and so much more in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Boone, hello.
Mr. Boone, help me get this silly boy away from here.
He's not going to listen to me, Mary. It's all part of the Stuart stubborn streak.
Why are you carrying two fine rifles, Daniel?
I just finished putting this one together. Really hits the mark.
Oh, it's beautiful. What's this on the stock?
Well, can't you read? JS. JS?
Jack Stewart?
Look on the other side.
MS.
All this lovebird talk has made you soft in the head, Jack. Mary Stewart? It's a wedding present for you both. May it bring you lots of game and keep your family safe. Now go on and pack your bag. You, me, and Mr. Sims are going out hunting for a day or two. I'm sure Mary won't mind a bit.
Mr. Boone!
Oh, that hurt! Yes, ma'am, Mrs. Stewart. Boy, Jack, you better watch out for that Irish temper for sure.
The Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.